Hello everyone, how's everyone doing today? Awesome, get ready for takeoff. Today we're flying into the territory of looking for a job. Gen Zers who are bringing their parents to the job interview. I came across a meme, and today I'm filming a little bit different. I'm wearing a suit, all dressed up because of the subject matter. I thought I would dress for the occasion and kind of practice what I preach. So I came across this meme. This is the meme that I came across. Okay, and they break down statistics. During job interviews, employers say recent college graduates have, on the top of the list, the struggle with eye contact. 53% of employers said they struggle with eye contact. Asked for unreasonable compensation. 50% said they were doing that. Dressed inappropriately. 47%. Used inappropriate language. 27%. Refused to turn on camera during a virtual interview. 21%. Brought a parent to the interview. 19%. That's 1 in 5 are bringing a parent to the interview. Now I just thought, that's insane. That's extraordinary. So that'll be the title of the video. Gen Zers bringing parents to the job interview. That's a good title to have. And I'm filming this with my good Canon G7X Mark II, which will take all night to upload. That's okay. I want to wear my good suit because of the subject matter for which we will be talking about. And bring up this photo and keep it up. So we're going to start with the first problem they're having is struggling with eye contact. Now, if you're out there looking for a job, listen to this entire video. This can apply to romance as well as it could job. Anymore, going on a date feels like a job interview. Well, that's true. So, we're going to start with the first one. Struggling with eye contact. Listen, it's important that you have good eye contact. Body language is half the job interview. I'll give you an example. You go in having a firm handshake. For a gentleman, that's important. It really is. A firm handshake can make or break the interview. Just like that. A weak handshake, you're done. You got to remember, you're competing with potentially 100 people for that job, especially a good 6-figure living wage job. Especially those jobs. You are competing with all kinds of people out to get the same job you're out to get. You got to keep that in mind. So, body language. Do you sit up straight? Are you slouched? See, eye contact is important too. That's what they stress. Because when you look away, people think you're lying. Because you're not looking someone straight in the eye when you talk to them. Liars tend to look away. They don't like looking people straight in the eye. They really don't like that at all. So, eye contact. You're sitting in a job interview, have eye contact. Look the person straight in the eye. Don't bring a phone to the interview. Put the phone away. Don't even bring it with you. It's best not to have it at all as a distraction. Your mind is focused on that employer and the interview. The same goes for the employer as well. That sword cuts both ways. So if I'm interviewing somebody, if a phone call comes in, I don't handle it, somebody else handles that. My mind is focused on the person that's being interviewed. That's how I would handle it. Keep your phones away from the interview. Don't even bring them in the interviewing room. Bad eye contact, that's just bad. I mean, it just looks like you're being deceitful and lying. It really does. You gotta look a man or a person straight in the eye. And body language, like I said, is half the battle. A weak handshake means you're a weak person. You're probably not going to get hired. You're not going to get, a position that's relevant. They're not going to trust you in a leadership position for sure. You're weak. The handshake shows it. You're a gentleman. Have a nice, firm handshake. Sit up straight. Don't be slouched. When you walk in the room, own the room. Dress up. Depends on the job you're applying for. If you're applying for a whopper flopper job, just a clean t-shirt, clean pair of jeans is good. Make sure your clothes are clean, your shirt's tucked in. I guess they don't teach you that in school anymore. But when I was growing up, this was the thing to do. So my advice, again, dress up for the occasion. You want to outperform everybody else applying for that job. So body language, firm handshake, sitting up straight, walking with your head held high. An officer candidate school in the military, you're graduating, you're going to be a lieutenant. You walk in that room, you need to own the room. The men in that room need to know they can trust you. Those lieutenant bars are not enough. It takes time to build that trust, but the men need to know they can trust you. Absolutely. It's going to take time, but over time you'll earn that trust. But you got to walk in that room with confidence. If you walk in there with your head down and you're just moping, and that's not going to cut it in the military. It's not going to cut it in any corporate job either. You walk in that room, you walk in with head held high, shoulders back, good posture. You gotta have that. That's so important, and I can't stress that enough. Because in the military and officer school, if you are looking down on the ground, drop and give me 50. That's a fact. You look down, drop and give me 50. You gotta hold your head up high. Don't be slouched. Have good posture. Firm handshake. Walk in there with confidence. Walk with confidence. Confidence produces competence. People know that you are qualified for that job. Like I said, good body language, eye contact, that's so important. Like I said, I'm dressed up for this particular video because of the subject matter. Kind of a practice what you preach sort of thing. So, the second point they were discussing, asked for unreasonable compensation. Oh, you mean like walking in to be a whopper flopper and you demand $25 an hour living minimum wage? That's not gonna work. You can't be unreasonable. Well, I need 4 weeks paid vacation. I need a safe space. I deserve $25 an hour to be a whopper flopper. No, you don't. You want $25 an hour, get the skills to earn $25 an hour. A good welder can make $30 an hour really, really well. No problem for a welder. But if you're going to be a whopper flopper, no. You're not going to make $25 an hour stocking shelves at Wally World or whopper flopper at Burger King or someone who makes Big Macs at McYucks. I mean, really? You can't make unreasonable compensation. You can't just... It takes time to earn a living wage. You got to put in the time and work and effort to get to that point. It's going to take time. The third one on the list is dressed inappropriately. That's why I'm dressed in this nice suit for this particular video. Because, like I said, the subject matter. When I say dress up, look your best, in this video, I'm trying to look my absolute best. I'm wearing one of my best suits. I shaved, showered, brushed my hair, put on my finest jewelry. Practice what you preach. That's what I'm trying to do in this video. Look the part and practice what I preach. If I'm telling you to do something, I got to be doing it myself. Absolutely. Absolutely. Otherwise, I'm a hypocrite. That's Tweety Bird. I mean, those of you who, oh well. Unreasonable compensation, unreasonable demands. Again, I can go into further detail in my podcast version of this. I did go into further detail. It's not just, oh, I demand 6 weeks paid vacation. I demand $25 hour minimum wage, or I demand a 6-figure income. I want to be up here, but no, you got to start down here. That's how it works. In any job you go to, that's how it works. You don't start up here. You got to start down here and work your way up and earn that trust over time. As for unreasonable compensation, you need to don't ask for anything unreasonable. Let's say a good welder can make $30 an hour. Now, if you're getting a welding job, then it's okay to ask for the going rate. If the going rate is 30, average is 30 for a welder, it's okay to ask for 30, or even ask for 25. Even though that's a little bit less than the going rate, but you want to be reasonable, you want to get your foot in the door, you are competing with countless others for that job. But in the trades, you're probably not competing with that many other qualified welders, whether it's TIG welding, stick welding, or underwater welding, which pays the most, up to, I've heard $300,000 to be an underwater welder. Yeah, that's a real thing. Another thing you want to do is keep your politics at home. You're walking into a place that they hire people from all over the world, from all walks of life. And that goes for the employer too. It's a double-edged sword, because the employer can't bring politics to the table either, because he's got to be diverse in his hiring. Because you want to hire qualified individuals, but they may be diverse from all walks of life. One guy might be from India, another one's from China, another one's from Argentina or Brazil, another one from Germany, and they're all different cultures and all different walks of life. So when you walk in there and you demand safe space and pronouns, you may not get that job. Your application will be put aside for another guy who's after that same job, who don't make demands, because they're competing for those jobs. You got to keep in mind, you are in competition for every job out there, especially the living wage jobs. There may be 2, 3, up to 5. I've heard 500 applications for one position. Yeah, absolutely. So you want to eliminate as many barriers as you can. You want to make yourself as attractive as you can for that employer. You are in competition. Dress inappropriately, and that's another one on the list. Again, that's why I'm dressed up. You want to dress according to the job you're applying for. Tuck your shirt in, shave, take a bath, put on some deodorant, brush your teeth. Come on, people. Don't dress like a slob like you would at Walmart. Have you been to Wally World lately? People walk in there in their pajamas and they look like slobs, and they wonder why opportunities don't come. You know who gets the opportunities? People who are put together, well dressed. They get opportunity. That's a fact. Who makes the most money? You turn on the 6 o'clock news, how are they dressed? Turn on Good Morning America, the Today Show, how are they dressed? Pay attention to that. You open up 417 magazine. It's a local magazine here. How are the people dressed? The more put together they are, the more opportunities they're going to have. Is anybody fugly? No, they're all put together. They look like people. They don't look like slobs. So another way to get a job is to lose some weight, get in shape. You know, you got to think of everything you can do to compete to get that job. This applies to romance too. Everything I'm telling you can also relate to romance. You're competing to get that partner. Especially the men. Men really have to compete for women. But now we're living in an age where women may have to compete for the high-valued men. Why do you think they lose weight? Why do you think they wear makeup? Why do you think they do some of the things they do? They're competing for high-valued men. Absolutely. So, dress. Look the part. Ever see The Wolf of Wall Street? You need to. There was a scene in The Wolf of Wall Street, and Leo DiCaprio sitting in this coffee shop, and this guy, Donnie, who works in a furniture store, approaches him. He says, "Is that your car?" He goes, "Yeah, that's my car." And he says, "Well, we live in the same building, and you know, you're never broke, and what do you do for a living?" "Well, I'm a stockbroker." That's what he, in the movie, when Jordan Belfort was a stockbroker. True. "Well, how much did you make?" I said, "Technically, $72,000. And Donnie said, "You show me a check for $72,000, I'll come and work for you." Well, he got his briefcase, opened up, showed him the check for $72,000. And Leo was well dressed. He wore a suit and tie. He had the car, he had the suit, he had the check in his hand. He was like, this is the show me state. Show me the money. Show me the money. Leo did that. And Donnie quit his job at the furniture store to work for Mr. Belfort. That 2-minute scene speaks volumes. I'm telling you, it speaks volumes. Way more than you'll ever realize. Like I said, dress up. Own the room. When you walk in that room, own it. I suggest dressing up just to go to the grocery store. I knew a lady, she sold Mary Kay Cosmetics, right? She was always dressed. I met her when I worked at George's. I always used to call her Elizabeth Taylor, because she looked like Liz Taylor. But she always wore a nice dress. Always. I'd meet her at the local Walmart neighborhood market, right? She was still wearing a nice dress. And she's the top salesperson for Mary Kay. She always looked professional at all times. She told me it's always selling time. When I leave the house, I look professional. Because at any time, I could be selling that Mary Kay. I'm representing the Mary Kay brand. And she was taught to always look her best and look professional. And that's why she pulled in good money. And for Mary Kay, I mean, she's retired now, but she still gets people calling her because she always looked the part. Even going to the grocery store to pick up a loaf of bread, she looked the part. She never left her house wearing pajamas. It's always selling time. And there's a movie called Glengarry Ross, and they had the words ABC, always be closing. That's so important. And so the title is Gen Z bringing their parents to job interviews. We're going to get to that talking point. I'm still in the talking point of being dressed up. I'm going to try to keep this video 25 minutes and under because of upload time. And we may have to go into part 2 here. And that's okay, but I will break it up because of the upload time. Used inappropriate language. It's like me using inappropriate language in this video. And in some of my videos, I do drop an F-bomb now and then. But is it okay to drop an F-bomb in every other word like Scarface? No, because then it's not entertaining. If every other word is a swear word, that's not entertaining to me. But every once in a while, you know, if I say, fuck this shit, you know, or eat a bowl of fuck, you know, that's okay. Every once in a while, but as long as it's not every other word. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm filming this with a high quality Canon G7X Mark II. I got my studio lights here. And I just thought I'd dress up, look professional because of the content that I'm creating, the subject matter. Yeah, inappropriate language during the job interview, and that goes for the employer too. Again, it's a double-edged sword because we have to do that too. We got to be professional. We're diverse in our hiring. I definitely am a person of DEI to a point. I want to hire a diverse group of people as best I can. I just care about, can you do the job? I love diversity to a point. I just don't want it forced on me. I want to be diverse of my own free will. Yeah, so you can't use inappropriate language, and that's just not just swearing, but inappropriate speech. Talking about things you shouldn't talk about during a job interview. Like I said, I don't care what your politics are. I only care about, can you do the job? Can you weld a straight line? Yes or no? That's all I care about. Can you weld a straight line? If you can do that, boom. I just care about the bottom line. Keep your politics at home. I don't want to hear about it. You know, hire people from all over the world, all walks of life. We live in a global community. You're not only competing with people from other countries, you're competing with AI possibly. Not for a welding job, at least not yet. Refuse to turn on camera during a virtual interview. Oh yeah, I was watching a podcast the other day, and this guy refused to turn on his camera. The guy said, turn on your camera. I want to talk to you face to face, man to man. The guy wouldn't do it. What a wimp, what a wuss, what a pussy. You won't turn on your camera? Interview over. You can see me. I'm not afraid of turning on my camera, as you can see. I'm using a good camera, which means you can see all my wrinkles. Even though I try to use decent lighting to kind of hide some of it, I can see it in that little small screen. And I'm 57, you probably see it a little more in this video. And that's okay. I'm not afraid. I use my real name. This is the real me. This is what I look like. So yeah. Brought a parent to their interview. Oh my God. Here's another one. You don't want to do that. I mean, it's one thing if your car breaks down and they give you a ride to the job interview. It's another thing when they're hand holding you and sitting there at the interview. Interview over. You bring your mom or your dad and they sit in the interview that should be private between you and me. It's over. I won't say that to your face, but I'll say, well, something came up, I've got to go, and sorry to cut this interview short. The interview is over before it started, because if you bring your parent, you're wasting my time. I will find a reason to get out of the interview. Gotta cancel. Sorry, something came up. You know, because your mom is there, your mommy, your daddy. So